Welcome back to Brent Hang. I'm Brent Barnett. This is our hardware makeover of the month, number 11. And for those of you that aren't familiar with this, you should be by now because we've done 10 previous ones. But this is the episode where you guys send me videos and pictures of your setup, and I choose one each month to remake in my own way using Gibraltar hardware, but I keep all of your stuff the same. And by the way, you submit all the submissions to brenthang.gibraltar@gmail.com. See if I can say that really fast like the Micro Machines guy. So let's see who this month's drummer is. Where's the envelope? This is part of the gear that I use to build this setup with. Apparently we're just down to rack tubes now. Was this message in a bottle? Ah, the old message in a rack tube. Jess Gertzen. Let's see how he has everything mounted. On his left-hand side, he's got his 14-inch rack tom mounted to his secondary crash cymbal stand. Then he's got his hi-hats, which is actually a remote hi-hat stand that he has clamped off of a cymbal stand base. He's got his 12-inch rack tom mounted to his main left crash cymbal stand. His ride cymbal is mounted to it's got its own stand. His right main crash has its own stand, and his secondary right crash has its own stand. So the 16-inch floor tom is actually mounted to a double tom stand. And then the 10-inch rack tom is mounted to the secondary right crash stand. So Jess is interested in seeing how his setup can be incorporated into a rack. So let's see what can be done. So as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the stealth rack, big fan. And I know you guys like it too. So I wanted to base this entire setup off the stealth rack because I wanted to clean up the floor space. I wanted it to be easy to set up and break down. I want it to make sense. So what I did was I created 2 stealth side racks based off the stealth rack. Let me show you how I did it. I based it off of the GS VMS kit, which is the stealth rack version that combines a rack tom, a snare, and a crash cymbal all into one unit. So, and this is the version that has the single tom arm and snare basket that comes with it. So if we start right here in our core section, we have the 12-inch rack tom and 14-inch snare and left main crash all mounted to one single unit, which is the stealth rack, the GS VMS kit. So on the left side, I created a curved side rack extension that I attached directly to the front vertical of the stealth rack. I used a 40-inch curve bar for the horizontal, and in the back, I used the GSMP, which is a short mounting post. It's about 14 to 15 inches long, and it fits right in a T-leg. It's the same length as the front mounting post for the stealth rack, so it keeps everything very low, very clean. And then I have my 14-inch floor tom. Yes, I know it's floor tom. I don't have a rack tom. I mounted that directly out of the back leg because I wanted to be able to open myself up for more space along the curved crossbar. I put my hi-hat stand, I used a legless hi-hat stand because I don't have a remote hi-hat stand. Sorry. Attached that to the rack using the SCEA 100. Then I have my left secondary crash attached directly to the crossbar. So now on the right side, I created a curved side stealth rack as well. I used the GSMP for the verticals and a 40-inch curve bar for the crossbar. Now, I mounted the ride cymbal directly out of the front leg. My right main crash is mounted to the crossbar. My secondary right crash is mounted to the crossbar. Now I've got my 16 and my 10-inch rack toms mounted to the crossbar as well. And there's plenty more space to add more stuff if I need to. Well, that's it for this month's episode of Kit Hardware Makeover. Jess, thank you for submitting and for letting me screw with your setup here. I had a blast. You know, it's very simplistic setup. It's very practical. You know, us gigging drummers, we need to have something that's easy, that's sturdy, that's rock solid, and that can set up and tear down very quickly. The pros and the big dudes that play on massive tours, they got people to pay to set up all their stuff for them. But we have to do it on our own. So those of you that still are interested in submitting for Kit Hardware Makeover of the Month, please send all of your submissions to brenthang.gibraltar@gmail.com, and we'll see you next time.